All right, you guys, welcome. This is Al King. The whiteboard is out. So what that pretty much means is you need to get your pen and pads out, get ready to take some notes, to write some things down. When I write something on the board, you want to write it down in your notepad. And this is something that you really want to do, especially if you're a student. If you're really looking to learn, this is something that you want to do because something is different when you're actually jotting things down than when you're just actually sitting still listening. It's really easy to get bored. It's really easy to get lost and to really not know what's being shared with you. Now, we always tell our students, we always tell our team to take notes. So pull your pen and pad out, go ahead and hit pause. If you need to find something to write with, that's one of the first things that you want to do, especially when the whiteboard is out. Now, what we're going to talk about here today is network marketing. Okay? Network marketing is an industry that has continued to grow and progress over time. One of the things that you want to understand about network marketing is that it has been around for nearly a century. Okay, it's not even 100 years old as of yet. Network marketing really got going in the 1920s. Okay, and during the 1920s, what I like to describe this time as the first wave of network marketing. Okay. Now, during this time, network marketing was really just getting started. It was mostly door-to-door sales. There weren't really that many companies during this first era. This was like catalogs. People would pretty much go around dropping off catalogs in their local communities, and it was very rare to have a national organization in the early days. It was mostly just direct sales. All right. But what happened is around the 1940s, we had the advent of larger companies and what I like to call the second wave. Of network marketing. And this is when some of the early companies that are around still to this day, companies like Amway, Herbalife, some of these companies were really just getting started back during this time period here. And there is a lot going on in our society that coincides with why things started to change in the industry. Now it was becoming easier and easier to manufacture products. It was becoming easier and easier for companies to have their own stuff that they own. There were now more and more ways to communicate. There was a few decades of experience, so they kind of knew some techniques that worked. Things were really starting to change and improve during this period here of the 1940s, which really goes into about the 1970s period. Okay, the third wave, where again technology is improving. Things have progressed over time. So we're now in the 1970s, there are understandings and there are fundamental ideas about what works in network marketing and what does not work in network marketing. Also around this time, the MLM industry is getting legitimized. See, during the first and second waves, there was a huge question as to whether or not this was even a legit way to make money. So right around this period here, during this third wave, this is when MLM becomes legit. This is when more and more companies start turning to this marketing model as a way to bring in customers, as a way to save money. See, one of the things that so many people don't understand about network marketing, it is a different way of marketing, right? See, when we think about a traditional company and a traditional way of advertising, what we're talking about here literally is spending money on commercials, spending money on print advertising, spending money on billboards. There's a lot of money that goes out in order to get the word out about a company, a product, or their services, right? With network marketing, it's completely word of mouth. Again, it started with the door-to-door sales, right? It was your neighborhood salesman. It was, someone that everyone in the community knew and trusted. And it has grown from those foundations. That's important. Again, I hope you guys are writing all this stuff down. I hope that you can actually see the chart, and that's sort of why I'm also taking time to explain it. Write this out. Draw this diagram as you're taking notes, because this is important for those of you that are working with Top Networkers Group, right? We want our team to understand where we are in the game, right? Because see, network marketing has been around for a while now. We aren't the creators or the inventors of network marketing, so it's not up to us to create or invent anything, right? So now what we want to do instead is we want to be students of the industry that we're in, so that we can teach others what this industry is all about, right? So again, as we evolve and as we grow as an industry, we get to the 1970s, where now the industry is now becoming legitimized, and companies like Amway have been around now for a while, and now other companies are starting to spin off. Some of like the early companies like A.L. Williams and Prime America and all these other companies are starting to really spring up. More and more companies are starting to move their products through this way of marketing, and this goes on, okay, for about another 20 years here or so. So right around 1990, at the start of what is commonly known as the fourth wave. Now, let me just back this up one moment, because as I was kind of laying this stuff out, I know I might have said I like to call it the first wave, but really and truly, this information is widely known by anyone that really understands network marketing. If you're working with someone who's never shown you this or who's never taught you this, this is the reason why we're inviting you to Top Networkers Group, so you can learn real information about this industry. See, what we're describing here on the board is actually in a book that you can read. It's in a couple of books. There are actually about 4 books that I know of personally that break all of this stuff down. And it's so important and so vital, because those of us who are in the industry today, what we need to understand is so much of what's working today is based on the stuff that has always worked. And it has grown out of what has always been there. It's just about us understanding how to take what works and evolve it and fit it in to our time. Now, let's talk about what's going on here in 1990 in the fourth wave of network marketing. In the fourth wave of network marketing, this is the most successful time period in network marketing. So if we were to talk about money here, what we're going to see is that during every period, and I kind of didn't draw that line right, so we're going to try it again there. Because something that I really need to make sure I show you guys here. So just give me a second. Let me take that down. And again, make sure that you're taking notes, because some of the stuff that you're seeing here on the board, I might have to use my other eraser here. Some of this stuff might actually come off the board again, the whiteboard is out, so that means that you need to be taking notes. But let's just say that the money has grown with each wave, you guys. Okay, and primarily, what you'll pretty much be able to tell from this chart here that we're drawing for you. Let's just say this is, all green here, right? Just do that right there. Okay. You guys kind of see that there on the board. This has really been one of the most, or was up until this point, one of the most successful periods in the MLM industry in the history of network marketing, right around 1990. A lot of really good companies got started up in the 90s, you guys. And I can proudly say that I was actually one of the companies, or part of one of the companies that got started right in this time period here, which is phenomenal because as of this recording, it's 2015. And this was about 25 years ago, which is crazy, right? Just to, to actually to understand that, I was, getting ready to graduate from elementary during this time period here. And, so much has happened within that time frame. And it's just amazing to be here right now today talking about network marketing. Again, this is something that is documented. So this is not something I'm making up for. If you feel like you want to go research this stuff, I encourage you to go do that. That way, you're going to know that you're getting some real information here from Top Networkers Group. In this period, though, you guys, once again, just like before, we've seen what works and what doesn't work. That is important. Okay, I can't stress that enough. That with each decade, what happens is there's learning, there's evolving, there's changing, there's growth, but it's not invention. It's growing upon what has always been the foundation. That door-to-door salesman, that relationship that this person has with his or her customers. This has never changed. This has never changed, you guys. What has changed over decades is how we communicate with one another in society, how we interact with one another in society. Right around here in the 1970s and the 1990s, this is sort of where walking up to people at the gas station, talking to people at the mall, this is where that comes from. Because again, some of you guys who are listening to this now, you'll hear people say, "Oh, my upline was teaching me to go up to people in the mall," and they talk against it. The truth is that works. It's just it doesn't work for everybody the same way. Everyone's not comfortable with that. So there's personal growth that we talk about in the industry that we tell people, well, if you're not comfortable going up talking to people, start growing, start reading books. If you're not comfortable doing a video, start doing it. Challenge yourself. Don't stay where you are because you're afraid of what you might have to do to get where you want to be, right? So look, this is the important stuff. I really hope you guys are taking notes, writing this stuff down, and even jotting some things down on the side. Some of the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. If you're not, go back and do that because this is going to help you. I promise you. As you go forward, having this knowledge, having this understanding, that ultimately this entire industry is just based on foundational stuff. And knowing this will help you. Like I was talking about walking up to a stranger. Again, this is this time period. Because, around this time period, people were still doing that. believe it or not, right? But what has happened over time is the internet, technology, things of this nature has changed how we communicate. Like right around 1995, 1996, the internet really started to make an impact. It really came out around that time period, you guys. And that's important too, because that's starting to change how we communicate, how we do things, how we, how we do this business, right? For example, three-way calling. This is a term that you might hear, and we all know what three-way calls are. We can do a three-way call on our cell phones very easily. There was a time though, prior to cell phones, where people struggled with making a three-way call. But those three-way phone calls were born out of the third wave period where they would do three-way meetings, right? Where it would be you, your business partner, who might be your sponsor, who might be your upline, who might be someone cross-line to you. They would meet with you and your prospect. And that had to take place somewhere, at a coffee shop, at an office, at a building, at someone's home, right? The three-way meeting evolved into the three-way call in the 90s. Why? Timing, technology, change. But the principle was still the same, that it's you, your business partner, who could be your sponsor, your upline, someone cross-line to you, on a phone call with you and your prospect. And the principle is the same. Okay? Just going to fast forward here to, we're going to give you guys the breakdown of about where this thing started here. This is pretty exciting stuff, actually. Right around 2005. And really, if we're going to be honest, we're going to go ahead and put 2010 here, because you see, this is really where it starts. That's actually, I'm just going to kind of bridge him over here. Okay. Right around 2005, we're seeing sort of the transitional period between the fourth wave and the fifth wave. Some exciting stuff happened in 2005. And in fact, I'm just going to give you one thing that happened in 2005. Okay. All right. Yes. I think you guys are going to like this drawing here. You're going to like this drawing here. All right, so for those of you who cannot see this board, I hope you can see it. Something extremely exciting happened in 2005. See that? YouTube. That's right. YouTube came out. Now, what happened is an absolute game changer happens. See, once again, we're talking about fundamentals, things that we've learned that work over time, right? Over time, we learned that large meetings are extremely effective at closing or signing up new distributors and customers in mass. We learned that around the 1970s period, around the third wave, and it evolved up all the way into the fourth wave, and again reached its height I mean, right in this time period here, and even to this day, live hotel meetings, meetings at conventions. These are awesome events that are great for signing up new distributors. Okay, even getting new customers because they get to really see what that company is about. They get to meet people, shake hands, and it's real hard to be fake when you're shaking somebody's hand and you're looking them in the eye. You know, in fact, some people go to these events and that's when they say, I don't know if I should be in this company. These people aren't that real. You guys, YouTube changed the game. See, by the time YouTube hits the market, the internet is so much faster now, right? That people can actually watch streaming video. So now, whereas we used to have to get someone to a meeting to show them the video. See, again, I got into the industry in 1999. So when I got into the industry, we didn't have YouTube, right? And I spent my first 5 years in a fourth wave company, awesome company. But when I left, it was 2004. YouTube hadn't come out. So, back then, I can remember I was using the internet. Because, again, what you have to understand is some of you guys know me, some of you don't. I stutter. I inherited a speech impediment. Sometimes I'm able to get through it, right? And even being able to do what I do now is because of personal growth, because of working on myself, actually getting my thoughts right. So many things. But back in 1999, I wasn't that comfortable, even though I did it, walking up to strangers, starting conversations, giving them my business cards, trying to get their information so I could be able to follow up with them, right? I turned to the internet early. Now, I remember this clear as day. My upline, my sponsor's sponsor, good dude. I don't fault him for some of the things that he said, some of the things that he believed. He's a little older than me, so I personally just feel that he wasn't in touch with the times, and he just didn't understand where things were going, based on the fact that he was so much further than I was. It would seem like he should even be further now in network marketing than he is. But primarily because maybe, he just didn't understand who I was and things of that nature. He was trying to help, but really and truly tried to discourage me from using the internet. Told me that this type of marketing will never work out. Stick to the old school fundamentals in terms of going out, meeting people face to face. He really wanted me to do that. And, I turned to the internet. I said, hey, man, sounds good. But what I had was a nice system going where I would find someone online, see if they were open to making money. If they were, I would send them to our corporate website and tell them to just take a look around so that they could see it was a legit company. And then I would say, let's get on the phone. Let's have a conversation about this. And what I would do is I would email them a one-page overview. And this overview had like some blanks and stuff. And the goal here was to get on the phone and to pretty much go over that sheet, and they would fill some stuff out. And then by the time they filled it out, it was an awesome presentation. It was a closer because it was interactive, and it gave that person an idea of what it is that we do. So by the time people got to the end of that presentation, it was closing time. Now it's like, okay, look, this is the end for Mation. What do you want to do, right? Now, after doing all of this, a few times, I was able to move a couple of people into the business. But what I figured out is, okay, what I need to do at this time is I need to bring in another person at the end of this call. So I worked it out with the gentleman who I was talking about. And even though he discouraged me, he was still willing to at least close my people at the end of these calls. So he would be standing by, and I would start bringing him in at the end. I said, okay, listen, I now that we've done this presentation, whatnot, at this point, either you're on the fence, either you're ready to get started, or it's not for you. Which one of those describes you, where you at, and they would tell me. And based on their answer, I would let them know that I had someone standing by, one of my business partners who have been extremely successful in the industry, and was willing to help me and them be successful too. Kind of let them know that they were ranked at one of those positions that we just talked about on the page, and that again they are standing by, waiting to have a brief conversation. And I would call, have him come on the phone. He would talk to my prospect, and that was a pretty effective way of signing up a handful of people. Now, YouTube. I mean, that just kind of took that entire step right away. Now we can put a presentation on YouTube, and now we can talk to somebody, see if they're open to making money, and show them a YouTube video, which is going to do all the stuff that I was having to try to do, email, have them, hope they can print it off, all this kind of stuff. The YouTube video does it all. I can talk about my successful business partners. We can do hangouts now. Me and my successful business partner, we can get on a hangout and talk about our business. We can really, what this, what has, occurred is now we can condense time frames. Now we can show people a meeting so that they can see 100 people in the room. See, you guys, what's happening right now in the fifth wave, right now, network marketing is more successful than ever. Ever. There are more network marketing companies than ever. There are more and more new companies getting started than ever. There are more and more people in network marketing than ever. Okay? Now, you guys have all of this written down, right? It's written down. It looks like I'm going to have to get my other yeah. Let's get our other one out here in just a moment. Another eraser here, you guys. Give me a second. I'm going to grab it. It's old school whiteboard there, you guys. Might have to wipe the board now. We shall see in just a moment. I have to wipe the whole board now. Get the good wipe in. All right, so for those of you who have an appreciation for the old school, what you know about this? This is for those of you who need to clean your board and run into that situation, or some of your markers aren't cooperating with you. You got to have something as a backup, just in case sometimes. Be able to clean your board off. Okay. Those of you who are taking notes, absolutely want to go ahead and invest in a whiteboard. You never know when you're gonna need it. And again, I'm old school. You know, I had to get one of these back when I was coming up in this industry. If you were a leader and you didn't have a whiteboard, right? So this is an old investment, still paying off many years later. Let's talk about something here. Okay. Network marketing, more successful than ever, and yet now, can you guys see that? 97% of people in network marketing are broke. Okay. Now, the definition of broke, for those of you who don't know it, it means you're spending more than you're making. All right? You know, look, I know people. They make $200,000 a year, but they spend $300,000 a year. If your expenses are more than your income, it's broke. 97% of people in MLM are broke. The industry is more successful than ever. There's more people making money in network marketing now than ever. But 97% of the people in the industry are broke. Why is that? Well, see, this is where, and again, I hope you guys are writing stuff down, because this is where we're about to get turned up here. We're about to really get into this information. This is where some of the old guards of our industry have let us down, and I hate to say it. I hate to say it, because some of these old guards, these are my heart. These are some of the people that have led me and have helped me. But here's the thing, and I'm just going to be real about it. Some of them can't do it. They're shackled. If word got out that they were trying to do what we're talking about doing, they would be terminated from the companies that they're in, and they would lose everything they have before they could successfully do it. That's why Top Networkers Group. See, it's unfortunate, but we got to do this for the old guards. We got to do this to help them out. We have to force their hand, you guys. You're being invited to do that with us if you want to. If you want what it is that we're about to propose to you. Here's our goal, first and foremost. Okay? We just showed you 97% are broke. What that means, though, is 3%. Where'd my green go? 3% are making money. And by making money, I mean full-time income. Okay? Full-time income. Now, personally, we all know that full-time income can be as low as $5,000 a month, right? Many of us could get by on $5,000 a month. Am I right? All right. Yeah. Please write this down, you guys. Here's our goal. We want more people in network marketing making more money. Okay? Right? We want to at least put a dent in this number. We want to increase the amount of people making money, making full-time income. We want to go from 3% to 10%. And we want this 97% to at least get down to 90. We want you to help us with that goal. Now, we have future goals, but we have to reach this goal first before we can reach those future goals. See, in business, in general business, right? See, network marketing falls into the umbrella of general business. Generally speaking, most businesses that are operating, about 56% of them are making full-time income. Okay? About 56, 57%. And I've even seen charts that show as high as 60 to 63%. Okay? But what that means is that more people are making money in traditional businesses than they are in network marketing. So if you and I are talking to people about the opportunity of network marketing, once they find this stuff out, they can become disillusioned. That's why we talk about it. That's why we teach it. We don't want this to be a shock to you. We want you to understand where the industry is right now, and we want you to know our mission to take the industry here. Okay? So where 90% are broke. Let's be honest. We aren't going to be able to change this overnight. It's going to take about 3 to 5 years. I believe maybe 10 years to really do something about this number. But once we do something about this number, then we can actually start trying to get it closer to traditional business. That's when network marketing will be an even better opportunity for even more people. Well, let's talk about how we get there. Okay? Yeah, write this stuff down. Write this stuff down. Okay? Start with the 1MLM system. The 1MLM system. This is how we get there. Okay? Multiple streams of income, one team. This is how we get here, you guys. Right? Now, because of everything I've laid out on the board for you so far. This is important. Understand that what we're about to do is going to absolutely impact the amount of money people are making. You see, everything I've shown you is primarily based on the idea of one company. You can tell I'm getting a little excited here. That's why it's not working. Because what's happening and what has happened is over time, over the years, more and more companies have decided to use the network marketing model to push their products and services. So this means every time a new company pops up, every time a new product comes out, every time a new network marketing opportunity comes out, people jump companies. They jump ship. That's why only 3% are making full-time income, because in every single company, only a certain amount of people are making money. Haven't we heard this? That only the people at the top are making all the money and all that stuff? Yes, we heard this. Is it true? Yeah, sort of, kind of. The truth is, it's the people who have the networks that are making all the money. But again, what happens is you have to have that long-term vision, that long-term view of the industry to understand how the industry got to where it is today. Today, what you're looking at is an industry that has evolved through time. That's why I explained that to you guys starting this thing out. Because it's so important for you to understand that. Right now, most of the top income earners, most of those 3%, they are a network. Okay? Most of these guys, most of these men and women at the top of our industry, most of them know one another. Most of them. Most of them know one another. They talk, especially now. Like, back in that fourth wave where I was talking about, that's really where a lot of them started meeting. But during that third wave, they were competition. Nowadays, they're sort of trying to hold on to what they've got. And they're not really concerned with the industry. I mean, they are, but you know what I mean? Like, again, they're in a tough spot. So I understand where they're coming from. But what has happened with a lot of these guys, and I would even go out to say it's even up to the 5%, the top 5 in our industry. With 2% being hanger-ons. I'm sorry, but it's true. They're not really making full-time income, but they're making decent money, and they're hanging on to the top people like they're right. So look, they're trying to protect what they've got, but meanwhile, more and more companies keep coming out. More and more companies keep coming out. So what happens is some of these guys in that 2%, right? They're jumping ship. They built a network though, because they're aligned with, and they're learning from, and they're bringing people in, and so they've got a little network building. But what's happening is, a new company comes out, they leave, and they bring their people with them. Or some of these guys here at the top, they hit a wall or a ceiling in their company, and a new one comes out. So they step on over and they bring some of their people with them, right? But meanwhile, they're preaching one company, one company, one company, one company. And that's why they're the ones making money. See, the whole problem, though, is the way they built their organization is through one company. So, like I was saying, they can't really just start promoting other things. If they do that, they'll get terminated. They lose it all. So what a lot of them do is they stick to one company, one company, one company, one company. They silently make a little deal here on the side to go to another company, and they bring their folks with them, so that way, you know, it's a transition. It's everything happening at the same time. You know, now why these guys don't think to do that with affordable opportunities is beyond me, right? But this is what we keep seeing time and time again. So what we're saying is, build your team right. First and foremost, you have to understand something. Network marketing is a team sport. It's not an individual sport. So whoever invited you to work with this team, please get back to them. Talk to them. Stop being a individual in network marketing, because that's what we're looking at right now. That the masses in that 97%, they're not even understanding what the 3% get, right? Even though they tell them, but they're still not getting it, because it's all about one company, one company. So what's happening here is they're missing the network part. You gotta have a network, you gotta have a team, you have to have a business partner, you gotta have people that think like you, right? What's missing is there's about 2,000 to 5,000 companies in the industry now. There's about 7 million distributors worldwide, and we're all vying for a little bit of a piece rather than coming together. See, there's hundreds of millions of people who aren't in network marketing. Hundreds of millions. And there's so many companies out there that, you know, we have to look for ways that are going to help all of us make money in this time period. So let me get right to it here, you guys. Okay. We've all seen this, and we're about to close this thing out. What we're looking at here is the beginning of a network marketing organization. It's about you and your three. We teach this inside of our training system, the One MLM system, that this is your network. Okay, this is your network right here. All right. See, you don't have a second level, a third level, fourth, fifth. You don't have anything without this first level. So we teach respect the network at all times. Respect your leaders. These are your leaders. Now, by respect, what that means is you realize that they don't work for you. They don't work for you. They don't work for you. They are working for themselves. Your only job is to teach them how to do what you've done, and that is to find 3 business partners. That's all you can do for them, but they got to do it for themselves. This is where you come in. See, what happens in your organization starts with you, right? See, you have an upline. You have a sponsor. You have someone above you. And if they're teaching how to sponsor people you have a responsibility to learn, to listen, to take notes, because you have to teach this someday. You have to help others someday, but you don't have to do it right now if you're brand new. You just have to get started. You have to get positioned. You have to start watching trainers. You have to start. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you got the markers. But you start out on someone's front line. We want the type of group where when you get started, you're coming into a system and you're going to learn network marketing, and you're going to learn this industry, and you're going to understand partnership. That in order for your upline to make money, you got to make money. Your upline doesn't make money if you're not making money. So whatever your upline tells you is actually going to help you make money. It doesn't benefit the upline, your sponsor, to tell you anything that's not going to help you make money. So asking you to watch an hour-long video, that's going to help you make money. Asking you to read a book, that's going to help you make money. Again, they don't work for you. They don't work for you. So if they're not doing what you're asking them to do, you have a responsibility to find somebody else. So even though we draw out examples like this, what it really looks like, you're going to be sponsoring people till you find your three. Till you find 3 people who show up, who watch videos, who will read books, and who will start bringing 3 people to the table. And if they're struggling, they're going to ask you, well, what am I not doing right? They're going to get with you. They're going to go through the system. See, the 1MLM system, you guys, this is our training system. This is going to train you on MLM. This is going to train you on how to recruit your 3 people, how to recruit 1 person, which you do over and over and over again, till you find 3. It's going to teach you the recruiting process. The recruiting process is a 4-step process. You want to learn what those things are, right? And that's how your sponsor, your upline, that's how they're going to know if you're one of the 3. Because you're doing stuff. You're actually learning stuff. You should be asking questions. You should be communicating. You see, we're going to teach you to respect the network at all times, which means uplines respect your downline, but what it also means downline respect your upline. Understand, they're not just telling you stuff to be telling you stuff. They're telling you stuff because it's going to help you make money. Right? Right? Watch this video, go through this step, sign up for this program, do this stuff because it's going to help you make money. It's going to help you make money. Right? And we really mean that here, which is why we're doing it the way that we're doing it, with multiple streams of income. We have our free level. Okay? About 4 programs right now on the free level that are recommended, which means that, or required, meaning that, you know, we want you to sign up for these. Do that. You can't even see the training until you do that, right? But these are also going to help you generate money, these free programs. Now, what's also going on is when someone signs up for our system and they don't want to sign up for the free programs, what they're telling us is, I'm not a good business partner. That's what that's what they're saying. They're saying, I don't really want to follow. I don't really want to do everything that everybody else is doing. I'm a solo person. I'm a silly rabbit. Okay, they're going to hop around into everything else anyway. Let them go. Start looking for new people who follow the system. Now, The reason it's in place is to test people all the time. We're always testing people because we want to know who our three are. See, what we're doing is going to make us a lot of money. And our organization is going to make a lot of money. Because what we're going to do is going to change everything. Our group is going to be making money in all the companies. Everything. Okay, I just gave it away. We're going to be in everything. But it starts with who's with us now. Okay? So we're looking for our three now, as a matter of fact. We're, as Top Networkers Group, we've been doing a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of people come through these doors. We've got to find those three that are going to just follow. That aren't going to sort of, do their own thing. Because, again, as I just got through saying, there's a bunch of companies out there. And we're not saying that you can't market other stuff. But why would you want to? At the end of the day, I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, you can either get with us and roll with us the way we're talking about it and bring others to this so we can start doing this and make a bunch of money in a bunch of places, which now enables more and more people to do more and more things, including that other company that you're pushing and promoting outside of our system. Why not have a systematic approach? Why not have a plan to it? See, again, the free level means that people can always get started and they can always start making money. Okay? Then we have our $10 level. We have our $50 level. Right? But the thing is, it's the same organization. You aren't jumping into anything new. They're not going anywhere new. Instead, we're just following one another. But we're doing it with multiple programs. Why? Because if any of those programs go out of business, it doesn't hurt our pockets. Right? Now, this system is going to give us a financial foundation where we're making money from several places, right? And as that money is coming in, what's happening is there's a bunch of stuff that's out there. There's a bunch of companies that are out there. And the larger our organization is, the more unified we are. Guess what we can start doing? Now we can start going to companies and saying, listen, we have an organization that is 10,000 people big, 100,000, members are in this organization, and we want to market your product. We want to market your service, but you're going to have to give us more money to do it. Top Networkers Group. Thanks for watching.